Chapter 13, Echoes Before the Storm. The week that followed felt strangely calm. Too calm for a world still healing from a war that had left cities hollow and skies scarred. Askustrad Base hummed with its usual noise. Boots against steel, generators rumbling under the flooring, the distant whine of small transports cutting across the dawn. Briar woke before the sun each day, pushing himself through drills he wasn't ready for, more from desperation than discipline. His inhibitor pulsed with a soft amber glow beneath his collarbone, a reminder that every move he made was still being filtered, softened, controlled. He hated it. He understood it, but he hated it. Lyra had a habit of checking on the younger recruits as she moved through the training platform. She stopped near him today, arms crossed, watching him wrestle with a half-stable beam that cut the air in a stuttering line of light. "Again," she said, not raising her voice. Briar exhaled hard and lifted his hand. "It's useless. I get 2, maybe 3 seconds of decent flow before." The energy sputtered and died. "There," he muttered bitterly. Lyra stepped closer. "You're trying to force the output. You're fighting the inhibitor instead of working with it." "Because it's holding me back." "That's the point, Briar. You're dangerous without it, all of you are." He looked away. He knew she was right, knew full well what happened to early recruits who pushed too far too fast. A kid named Ramai in Sector North had overloaded his Genesis channeling weeks earlier. They whispered he still wasn't fully conscious. "Still. Feels like I'm trying to breathe through a straw," Briar muttered. Lyra sighed. "You'll get there, Lox, just pace yourself, control first, output later." He nodded, but it didn't settle the frustration burning under his ribs. Across the platform, a sparring ring lit up as new recruits traded blows. Among them stood Kara Vance. She moved differently than the others, sharp, agile, confident in every step. A small flicker of electricity danced along her fingertips as she snapped forward, tagging her opponent across the chest and sending him sliding backward. The group applauded. She smirked, modest but with pride underneath. She caught Briar's eye for a moment. Just a moment. She tilted her head in a faint acknowledgement, then turned away, already resetting her stance. Not friendly. Not hostile. Something in between. Briar wasn't sure how he felt about that. Curiosity, maybe, or irritation. She hadn't spoken to him yet, not directly. But the look she gave him earlier in the week during drills was, well, it wasn't admiration. Lyra followed his gaze, smirking. "Careful, that one bites." Briar snorted. Noted. Askustrad command buzzed louder that afternoon. Briar felt it before he heard it, the shift in pace, voices tense, boots moving faster through the halls. Lyra caught up with him as he left the training platform. "Briefing room, now," she said. Inside, the lighting dimmed to a deep blue, and a holographic projection of the Northern Territories hovered above the central table. Commander Halen stood with several officers, their faces stiff. "Recruits," Halen said, looking directly at Briar's squad. "We've lost transmission from Outpost Kappa-9. Last signal indicated ion movement in the region." A low murmur rippled through the room. "Movement?" one soldier asked. "Or an attack?" "We don't know," Halen replied sharply. "That's the problem. Satellite scans are inconclusive, interference most likely." Interference meant one thing: concentrated ion energy. Lyra stepped forward. "You want us to scout it?" "Yes," Halen confirmed. "Small unit, in and out, we're stretched thin elsewhere." Briar swallowed. This wasn't a training sim, this wasn't sparring. This was the real thing. "We'll take standard loadouts," Lyra instructed, looking to the squad. "Minimal noise and minimal engagement unless necessary." Briar nodded. His palms were already damp. Kara Vance entered the room late, falling in beside another squad. She ignored him entirely, speaking quietly with her teammates. A part of Briar felt relieved, another part stung, but there wasn't time to dwell. Halen zoomed in on the map. "If it's nothing, report back. If it's something, identify it and move. You are not to engage superior ion forces under any circumstances." Briar stiffened. Define superior. The commander leveled him with a tired stare. Anything that looks like it could kill you in under 10 seconds. The room went silent. The sky had turned pale by the time their transport cut through the clouds toward the northern outlands. Jagged hills rose from the frost, wind carving thin white lines across the battered terrain. Outpost Kappa-9 was nestled among broken metal towers, half collapsed from old bombardment. The landing felt too quiet. No gunfire. No smoke. No motion. Lyra raised a hand. Masks on, fan out, eyes up. Briar's heart pounded as he stepped off the platform. The cold bit into his skin instantly. He tightened his grip on his rifle, unnecessary for him, maybe, but comforting. The outpost gates hung open, not blasted, not forced from the outside. Open from within. Briar's stomach tightened. That's not good. They moved inside cautiously, sweeping corners, clearing rooms. The lights flickered weakly. Something was smeared along the metal walls, slashed markings, too deep for any human blade. "Commander," Lyra said softly over comms, "we've got signs of struggle, energy burns, claw scoring." Briar knelt beside one of the marks. His fingers hovered above it. A faint violet residue clung to the metal, pulsing with unnatural heat. Ion heat. Suddenly, the air shifted behind him. A chill, wrong and heavy. Lyra's voice snapped through the comms. "Movement, rear sector." The squad swiveled instantly, weapons raised, but the hallway behind them was empty, silent, watching. Briar's pulse thrashed in his ears. Lyra motioned for retreat, fall back to the entry, slowly. They moved in formation toward the exit. Briar brought up the rear, every sense sharpened to a point. That's when he heard it. A soft, clicking vibration, almost insect-like but deeper, resonant. It echoed through the structure like bones striking metal. "What is that?" a recruit whispered. Then, a shadow streaked across the upper walkway. Too fast to see clearly. Too smooth to be human. No. Not too smooth. Too precise. Lyra swore, "We're not alone, everyone out now." They sprinted for the exit. Briar glanced back just once, one mistake too many. A tall shape stepped into the light at the far end of the corridor, looming in silence. It moved with predatory grace, its skin a deep violet shade with black streaks that pulsed faintly like molten veins. Its eyes were narrow. Focused. Almost curious. A Vyre Strider. An Ion elite. Briar froze. It stared directly at him. Then it vanished in a blur of motion. "Geo!" Lyra shouted, pulling him by the arm. They burst into the open air, just as the creature slammed into the wall behind them with enough force to ripple the ground. The squad scattered, firing blindly as the Strider stepped through the dust, calm, unfazed. It raised one four-fingered hand. Energy crackled. Briar felt terror like ice in his lungs. The Strider spoke in a deep, resonant tone. Evaluation begun. And the world exploded into motion.